Over here in the top left-hand portion, EG aLive is down 0-2. Guess I ruined it already.
Give it up for EG aLive. I'll give you a second shot, Andre. Here you go. Here we go.
And over in the bottom right-hand corner, from Team Acer, the blue Zerg, give it up for Scarlett.
There you go. All right,
Second
so
time's the charm.
Second try was the charm. So Aklon Waste, different from Derelict Watcher, but it feels like as late game progresses, it almost feels very much the same.
Yeah.
A lot of avenues of attack. In fact, some of the most epic Zerg versus Terrans I've ever witnessed, like Gumiho versus Losira, was on this map. And I can't wait to see how aLive and Scarlett are going to duke out. aLive's going to change it up ever so slightly again, still Commander Center first, but this time on the high ground.
Yep. Unfortunate positions for him, too. A lot of times you can actually put your barracks in a position where you can also make an like a reactor or a tech lab, whatever it might be, but an add-on. If he started in the bottom right-hand corner, he would definitely be able to do that. Of course, Command Center would be placed here, and then he can actually place his barracks in a way that actually protects his ramp and at the same time, of course, makes the add-on. So aLive, has to change it up a little bit. Aklon Waste, as you said, features a lot of openness, similar to Derelict Watcher, but this is the main thing I want to focus on. This crevasse in the middle of the map actually makes it hard to creep spread, so you can actually attack down whichever path doesn't have a lot of creep, and it gives you a lot more options when you go into that mid-game phase, 11 plus minutes.
Isn't it crevice, Andre? Crevasse is the map. Which, unless that's what you meant. If you go down so far that cliff, you get to crevasse.
Yes, you get to crevasse.
That was a pretty decent map, at least if you ask.
It's Rotterdam's favorite map, man.
I kind of miss some old maps. And Aklon Waste does kind of remind me of that Blistering Sands feel in terms of the tile, but completely different scenario. Although you do have a backdoor rocks once again.
Look at this. No gases for aLive. So we're going to see another command center very soon.
Okay.
Oh, and Scarlett's going to scout this out. Just kidding. Yeah, Scarlett's going to scout it out. Big move for Scarlett, as she'll be able to just drone up freely. Wow, she's actually getting 440 gas. She's going for a big bust.
Okay. So she's going to react.
Yeah.
Very good calls, Greetorb thus far. Going to try to react and maybe punish. And if aLive just has Marines, if you go for Roaches or even early Banelings can just really pressure or even just straight up end the game if aLive's not careful.
Yeah, I mean, normally we see this build work at 5 minutes, but because she says, okay, well, I see that you do not have your gases up super fast because this command center cannot go up if you get gases, I know I can take advantage of you somehow or some way. So we could see Roaches, maybe Zergling Baneling, although that's going to be a lot more difficult in my opinion, just because Zergling Baneling requires that metabolic boost. We'll see how Scarlett goes about this. No, she's just teching to straight layers, so she's going to drone up, not even get a single Zergling, and say, I will have super fast tech.
So, well, I guess you can use that early gas and delay the third ever so slightly. Gases 3 and 4. Now, Scarlett is going to try to push off, and aLive scouts no attempt at a 6-minute third, at least as far as SUV scouted in that direction. Maybe aLive, or maybe Scarlett took the bottom third base instead. I don't know what this 3 Marine poke is trying to accomplish, but perhaps trying to force out a little bit more Zerglings and make Scarlett a little bit uncomfortable. Overlord!
Punishing Scarlett for not having any ground units out in the field. Of course, that's also at the same time very scary because if Roaches come out right now, those Marines would have died. That's the majority of aLive's real DPS. Although Marines can outrun Roaches pretty nicely off creep.
Yeah, they actually have the same move speed, 225 as far as I know. And then when Roaches get the move speed, they go up to 3. And they become very quick and nimble. Scar's going to rush a Spire, a 7-minute Spire, grabbing gases 3 and 4 ridiculously quick so that perhaps she can harass. And knowing how delayed aLive's everything is in favor of the 3 command center, maybe she can do something with it. Meanwhile, aLive has also added on more barracks in response. And just going to try to play greedy from this point, or even more greedy from this point on, really quick engineering bays. and try to see if he can get his upgrades. A little bit different from his Game 1 approach. I just want to see how aLive's going to be able to handle incoming harass when Scarlett finishes up the Spire immediately.
It's going to be tough. I mean, he will have the Medivacs, which help out, of course. Because I was thinking...
It's just such a quick layer.
Yeah, no combat shield obviously hurts really, really badly, but... yeah, as you said, really quick layer. I mean, this is something that we're not really used to seeing. Basically, both players said, hey, no rush for, let's say, a good 10 minutes. And then as soon as that happens, let's see who played more greedy. I think Scarlett has a lot of options, but it's going to come down to how well the Muta harass is going to be.
Third base is going to finish up. 9 Mutas on the way before the 9-minute mark. That's a lot of gas banked up. And now Scarlett will try to control the map in that regard. aLive still starting to work onto the third base, or towards his third base, as he's working on the rocks and also setting up a second bunker just for extra precautionary measures, which I like. But still, I think he's gonna. Well, I think he does sense something. He's gonna start his turrets into the main and natural. But still, 10 mutas should be enough to snipe it very quickly if aLive's not careful.
Yeah, definitely a little bit scary for Scarlett to push in there. Of course, there could be a mass repair. But here we go, the mutas are going to start up. There are more mutas directly after this. A lot of people actually choose to go for a Baneling bust, but Scarlett is not going to do that. She's going to go straight for additional mutas, keep the pressure on, and on top of that, get more drones. And Widow Mines!
No.
Okay.
Scarlett does end up losing 1 muta.
Very cost-efficient trade for aLive, of course.
And now Scarlett's finally going to start 1-1 upgrades. Usually you see a very quick 1-1 out of Zerg, so that way they can get ahead in the upgrades, have 2-2 before Terran's able to finish their 2-2, and have their Zerglings stay in battle for a considerable amount of time. But instead, it's aLive that's really far ahead in the upgrades, as he will have his double engineering base getting into 2-2 very quickly.
Still hasn't started his third base, or at least mining from his third base just yet. Income tab, 73 harvesters to 48. Now, this is the biggest problem. A hatchery yields, on average, 9.3 larvae per minute. An SEV, it comes out of Command Center, that's it. Like, you can't get more than about 3 every single minute. So you can see the effects of that larva mechanics. You can get drones so much faster than your opponent's SEVs that you're just overwhelming them.
Now Scarlett will pull into the natural just to get a good glimpse of what her opponent is doing. And you also see if any stray Widow Mines on the middle of the map with the Overseers. It's just what you normally do in Shark. Meanwhile, at the 11.5-minute mark, already Creep receding into the other half of Terran's side. Very nicely done. aLive now will have this upgrade advantage. Oh no! 2 mutas do get picked off almost immediately. And now aLive will have a nice opportunity to get some elbow room.
Yeah, aLive needs to be so careful, though. Remember, he's on creep. Banelings, and with Baneling speed, you can definitely catch up to those Marines and kill every single one of them. Of course, Scarlett just doesn't have enough yet. aLive's doing a good job clearing everything out. Where are his Widow Mines? They're very...
Okay. Well, aLive doesn't have that many Widow Mines. He only has 4. It's pretty much a Marine army with a one Viking cameo. aLive has 4 mines. A couple of them are just kind of dawdling around and on the middle of the map. Marine mine without Marauder support is very razor edge thin. It's just you can of course get away with it. It just requires you to control extremely well. 4GG used to do almost exclusively Widow Mine and Marines. A nice little hole here from Scarlett to pick off some workers overall. But still, I just nothing really too much of a commitment. Scarlett's still trying to build up her army, and when aLive hits this 2-2 upgrades and gets the influx of units he needs, he can go for a big push. But he is supply capped now. He kind of needs to fix that.
Definitely so, but he's actually he's really far behind in. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. He's behind in supply just because of the amount that you can power off of the drone mechanics to begin with, and not really harassing your opponent at all. It's a big problem.
Medevac trying to get away, but meanwhile another drop also into the 4th base of Scarlett. And a considerable amount of workers did drop around, actually just a few, just kidding. I was reading that for Scarlett. I thought maybe 6 or 7 were picked off, but aLive does manage to claim more space. And now we do see that the Marines in the middle of the map cleaning up the creep tumors do immediately get picked off. as aLive again, instead of going for a 2-2 timing because he doesn't have a big army, instead he's just going to go for, I guess, a standard macro, try to power up before he can push out.
That's right. I just love this. I mean, instantly when creep is being destroyed, a queen will go out. There's a defense for the position, the space, and then, of course, a creep tumor is replaced. So it's so good just maintaining that ability to be active on the map. Scarlett has done a fantastic job all series long, and it's shown with the results.
Whew, so we're in for another potentially long game, as now we're about coming up on the 60-minute mark. Oh no! Scarlett has to be very cautious with how these Zerglings approach the Widow Mines. She doesn't know. Oh, she's going to be able to pick them off before they detonate. It was a very dangerous dance that Scarlett was attempting, as now the Widow Mines have been neutralized. Scarlett is engaging slightly off creep. More Widow Mines are coming into spot, but she is going to split accordingly. Zerglings are trying to lead the way for the Banes and Mules to clean up everything. Scarlett is going to just go for a full engagement aLive, trying to split as best as he can, but the Marines are going to get all caught. And all of a sudden, the game has swept in momentum, and the Zerg player has cleaned up majority of the Terran army.
Oh, and look at this double medevac drop going into the 4th base, but Scarlett is not retreating with a lot of the units. I thought she was going back with Mutas, but there she goes, finally reacting to this attack, and she will be able to clean this up momentarily, but still aLive, able to do a lot of damage. 82 harvesters for Scarlett, though. Oh my gosh, that's still a booming economy.
Very nice, and she's held off most of the harass once again with minimal amount of scars. And now aLive is just going to continue to clean up room, but Scarlett again, so relentless with how she's spreading creep and forcing aLive into a corner. And aLive has been very slow once more to take a 4th base, as he is really insistent upon keeping on 3 base and trying to power out. The Mutas are now trying to engage. A big sign of confidence from Scarlett, but she will back off after the Widow Mines have detonated. And again, not looking good. aLive's running out about more space. Here come the Banelings, Greetorp!
Oh, and just connecting with the Marauders, not entirely efficient, but still, look at how much stuff Scarlett has.
Does it matter?
Into the natural.
Doesn't matter. aLive
has nothing.
100 supply. Scarlett trying to punch a ticket to the semifinals and a spot in the season finals over in Gamescom. Coming inches away, just backing off not to overextend and gather herself for maybe the potential last assault, as 12 Banelings are on the way and aLive is running out of options.
Yes, he is. It's just so close. aLive struggling to get an army together. He does have a couple of Widow Mines. That is almost a little bit of a factor, but there's just so much stuff here, Frodan. It's hard. The Mutas can just directly engage.
Oh, the Brainly from behind. Oh, that Widow Mine does manage to catch it, but it might not matter. aLive is now back into the production line. Scarlett's going to win it. She does it.